Hey guys, it's Jovi and welcome back to my channel. I didn't even check the audio. Welcome back. How was everyone doing? Okay, y'all can hear me. Today. How's everyone doing? Please don't forget to leave. Please don't forget to like this video. Like it on your way in because you're gonna forget to like it later. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Jovi Beauty. I'm Jovi Beauty on all platforms. Please follow. Please subscribe. Y'all, do I look like I got a filter on? I swear to you, I don't know what the heck is happening with my camera right now, but I feel so Art Deco. I don't know what's happening. Hold on. Okay. I feel so freaking Art Deco. Okay. Listen. Today we are here to talk about Sean P. Diddy Combs and all of the allegations that came out yesterday from Cassie. Everybody was going live yesterday. So I said, you know what? We're going to take it back. And we're going to do a new time live. Okay. We're going to do a new time live because y'all know that used to be that's my thing. That's my thing when I was thinking. Okay. Y'all, this whole case is crazy. I have I have her 35-page court filing. I have it. We're gonna pull it up. We're gonna read it because she deserves to be heard. It's a trigger warning, okay? It's a trigger warning. It's a trigger warning on the document. And you know it's crazy when there's a trigger warning on a court document, okay? That just sounds crazy to me. I've never heard of no shit like that in my life. We've seen people, a lot of things have happened, and I've never actually seen a trigger warning on a goddamn document. But somebody stole. It's a whole thing going on at my daughter's school right now. Someone stole. Oh wow. Somebody stole this girl phone, child. Somebody stole this girl child phone from at the school. She lived in a block from me. Okay, when it was flooded, this is just real fast. When it was flooded here in New York, her son and my daughter had to take a cab home from the school because it was flooded out with no public transportation. So she literally lives like a 2-minute walk from me. She lived by the post office. Girl, somebody stole her cell phone up in Queens. Okay, we know who it was. If you know anything about New York, stole her phone, her son's phone. It was a whole freaking thing. I don't know what's wrong with these people stealing products that don't belong to you, especially when you have a Find My Phone app. What's wrong with these dumbass kids? And what's wrong with their parents? Okay, I'd have been ashamed if anyway, I'm running my mouth. We are here to talk about Cassie. Let me mute my phone because that's my phone keep beeping because it's going off because they all up in the comments talking about it. Like, what the heck is happening? There's anyway. Let's focus. Let's refocus. We're here to talk about Diddy, what Diddy is accused of doing. Listen, I'm from New York City. Okay, I'm from New York City. I was here. But I'm old enough. Y'all know my birthday is on Monday. Shout out to me. My birthday is on Monday. And I'll do that in a minute. I've been in New York City my whole life. I was here back in the day. I was in junior high school back in the day. I believe I was in like 6th grade, 7th grade when Wendy Williams blew up what she blew up about Puffy on the radio and got kicked out of New York. I remember, okay, Puffy, people been talking about Puffy like this. And y'all know my birthday Monday. I'm a Scorpio like Puffy. I know we freak nasty. But there's levels to the freak nasty. And I guess when you got the money to be doing and especially the male Scorpios are nasty. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm not freak nasty. Don't mind my business, mind yours. But I believe every fucking thing that Cassie said in this documentation, about the freak nasty, all the abuse and everything. I believe that too, but that ain't of us. Okay, that's of him being a rich weirdo from Harlem. All right. Anyway, so before we begin to get into this documentation and talk about the charges that are apparently, they have a case here in New York City that's named Puff Daddy. It's some secret locking investigation. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Cassie's court document. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. Okay, I hope you all have some. I made me some coffee. I'm here, I'm ready. We're gonna do it. Okay, hope everyone is having a great day. Now I'm gonna drop this intro, and when we get back, we're just gonna start on with the rest of today's show. Where's the intro? Oh, here we go. Okay, guys. All right. I hope you all are having an amazing Friday. Okay. Where do we even start? Okay, so let's start with, because the report is 35 pages and I want to go through it, but I'm going to start with this ET Entertainment Tonight article that came out like an hour ago. No, it came out at 8:00 this morning. I'm gonna read it real fast, and then we're gonna put the court documentation up, and we're gonna go through that. Okay, Diddy is a subject of NYPD's criminal investigation amid Cassie's SA allegation reports. Okay, and y'all know certain words we just can't say here. Because we don't want to get demonetized. You probably will, because this whole case is wild crazy. So I'm going to adjust words. Make sure you're very careful in the chat with what you say. Please listen to the mods. And donate to the channel, because we probably will get demonetized. Anyway, the mogul is reportedly under investigation by the NYPD in connection to a confidential criminal case amid Cassie's allegations. Sean P. Diddy Combs is reportedly under investigation by the NYPD in connection to confidential, they just said that. TMZ reported on Thursday that there is an active case registered under the name Sean Combs, and its sensitive nature has resulted in it being locked. Okay. This news comes after allegations of R-word and between the washers and dryers were made by his ex-girlfriend, Cassie, which Diddy has vehemently denied. It remains uncertain whether 37-year-old Cassie, who filed a lawsuit against 54-year-old rapper on the same day, initiated the criminal complaint. I doubt it. NYPD probably been working on this fucking file for 30 years, child. The NYPD declined to provide specific details to ET about the investigation, but emphasized their serious approach to SA and R-word cases in the statement. They urged victims to file police reports, ensuring a thorough investigation and offering support and service to survivors. ET has reached out to Diddy's legal representation for comments on this reported investigation. Yeah. So we're going to jump in. There's more, but anything we're going to read in the more is going to be in Cassie's thing. I want to say we have a lot of conversations about dating these older men, right? Dating these older men. And I tell you all the time, it doesn't make no sense to date no older man if he don't have, I'm not really into dating older men, number one. I say that a lot. And I mean that because of situations like this, right? And because a lot of times I say, if you are going to date an older man, make sure he has funds and money, right? But you also have to remember, because situations like this, and I don't want to say, because y'all know I don't think because you ain't supposed to date a dude with money, because he might try to abuse you, because poor men are out here abusing women every freaking day. Okay, poor men are out here torturing women every fucking day with their broke asses. Okay, but the thing with older men, in my opinion, is that they know they're old. They know they're old. Their PPs hardly work. After like 40, trust me, I'm about to be 40. Shut up. We ain't talking about my birthday, my year no more. Anyway, but I'm 40 plus. 40 plus men, PPs hardly work. Okay, they know they old. They know you are more than likely only with them, as you should be, because they have funds. Okay, y'all don't have anything in common. The reality is you don't have nothing in common. You are arm candy, so a lot of them need to just like a lot of insecure men. Insecure men don't get older and not be insecure no more. Insecure men don't get money. Okay, they don't make it big and successful and not be insecure no more. Okay, now they're even more insecure, right? And then now they got the money to try to control and abuse you. Okay, so we have to be vigilant, and because at the end of the day, it's our safety. Nobody, everybody's gonna blame you for the situation you put yourself in. All of this stupid shit, right? We have to be vigilant and recognize that we can't save him. You ain't gonna fix him. The minute he show you who he is, believe it and dip. Okay, they're out here talking about, and they've been saying it about, he might have had something to do with Kim Porter situation. Y'all gotta remember, Puffy is a hood nigga from Harlem. He just was smart. Okay, Puffy daddy was like running around with the niggas back in the day. Okay, Puffy was gonna be something, whether it was in the streets or out of the streets. He was just able to go to Spelman and decide he was gonna make his bullshit legal. But like people like that, you gotta be very wary of it. Now we really know, because remember we made a video about a year ago regarding his daughters. I'm gonna pull the thing up while I'm talking. And he fired the daughter's nanny, right? Y'all remember he fired the daughter's nanny because she was a baby mother, right? And everybody was like, why he fired a girl's nanny because he was a baby mother? The gag is that he know trash niggas know what they do. That's why a lot of them don't want daughters. That's why a lot of them, because they know what they do to women. I was just on Instagram like an hour or two ago, and I believe it was Impressive, like posted a video. People are pulling up old videos of Puffy, and like just hindsight 2020 of it all. And like there's a video of Cassie on the floor hiding underneath a blanket, and just the way he talking to her, everything about that shit is nasty fucking work. Now we know for sure, because I was, for a while we were like, yo, Alex, aka Cassie husband, Alex Fine, the fine one. Okay, we were like, from jump, everybody was like, yo, he bold as hell. He stole this little girlfriend. And always bucking at Puff, always bucking, always throwing shots. And it's like, we knew something was up, because he was always throwing shots at Diddy. And Diddy never really said anything back. It's like, why are you attempting to always throw shots at this man when you stole his girlfriend? Hindsight 2020 is because Alex knew already what we just found out and was just confirmed to us yesterday. Child, it's getting ghetto in these streets. It's getting real bad. Okay. So I hope everyone is having a great day. Thank you, Bree. She said, thank you for the donation. She said, I believe her, but she is in a nasty fight against SA cases. And yeah, I believe her 1,000%. Thank you so much for your donation. I believe her 1,000%. That's my opinion. I believe her. I believe everything about it. I believe everything about even the way she used to act. Real quiet. She was always in the corner. Like, I believe everything about it. That's why I don't promote dating these old crusty men's. Especially these old crusty hood niggas. Nope. Mm-mm. So this is the documentation. Let me make it larger. This is, I found it. I was able to, okay, I don't want to enlarge for me. But it's 35 pages, y'all. Okay, as you can see, trigger warning. This document contains highly graphic information of a S nature, including essay. Okay, so they talking about Cassie, Miss Combs, Bad Boy Records. She put everybody down here. Don't play with it. She put everybody down here. Okay, so I guess let's start because this is the defendant. Sean Combs is a rapper and record executive popularly known by his stage name Puffy P. Diddy or Diddy. Mr. Combs came to fame in the early 90s with Bad Boy. He rose to prominence. Okay, we know this. Okay, in 2022, he received a Lifetime Achievement Award at BT. BT said, "How I get in it?" BT said, "How I'm in it on the first page? Don't put me in it." Okay. Okay, during his acceptance speech, that I remember that acceptance speech where he was like, you know, we black people, we got to do for each other. I remember that speech. He said, I have to give special shout outs, thank you, love to the people that are really there for me. He named a number of people before adding, and also Cassie for holding me down in the dark times, love. That was on purpose because us Scorpios are like that. The truth, however, is that Cassie, aka, because they told her name, we don't have to, was held down by Mr. Combs and endured shit. Who wrote this? Goodness gracious! You know how they say lawyers got to be good writers. Ooh, they set it up to knock it down. Okay, was held down by Mr. Combs, enduring over a decade of his violent behavior and disturbing demands. Cassie, the dark times were those she spent trapped by Mr. Combs in a cycle of abuse, violence, and trafficking. Jesus. Among other violent and unlawful acts. Mr. Combs R-word Cassie in her own home after she tried to leave him. Oh my gosh. Often punched, beat. Okay, we just gonna get demonetized because I can. Often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on Miss Ventura, resulting in bruises, busted lip, black eyes, and bleeding. Oh my God. Oh my God. Blew up a man's car. Kid Cudi confirmed it, child. After he learned that he was romantically interested in Cassie, forced Cassie to engage in acts with male sex workers while masturbating and filming the encounters. I believe it. Ran out of his apartment in pursuit of a rival industry executive who he learned was nearby. Yo, we just started. Oh my gosh. Demanded that Cassie carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is, and introduced Miss Cassie to the lifestyle of excessive alcohol, substance abuse, and required her to procure prescriptions to satisfy his own addiction. Okay, so that pow situation, Jennifer Lopez told us about that like 25 years ago. So are we shocked? No. Nope. Cassie met Mr. Combs in 2005 when she was 19 years old. She was too young, and he was 37. Are you crazy? 19 and 37, you are out of your mind. Of course he need to keep her drugged up, controlled, because she's 19. And at 19, she should be living a 19-year-old life. But no, she's getting knocked between the washers and dryers by some old crusty nigga that's old enough to be her daddy. You No, you out of your cotton pick of mine. He signed her to his label, Bad Boy, and within a few years lured Cassie into a fast-paced and drug-filled lifestyle and into a romantic relationship with him, her boss, one of the most powerful men in the entertainment industry, and a vicious, cruel, and controlling man nearly 2 decades her senior. Okay, some old crusty man. I'm gonna just be honest with you. It's like, I get it. I'm older. I'm not as old as Puffy, okay? But like, even 37, I'm older than 37. Like, what am I doing with a 19-year-old? What is anyone my age doing with a 19-year-old? What are you doing with a 19-year-old besides trying to control and manipulate them and use your 20 odd years of more experience in life to control them and to get out of them what you couldn't get out of somebody your own age? Because they would have saw your bullshit coming a mile away. Oh my gosh. Puffy had complete control over Cassie, personal and professional life, therefore ensuring her inability to escape his hold. Oh. Throughout the relationship, Mr. Combs was prone to uncontrollable rages and frequently beat her savagely. These beatings were witnessed by his staff and employees of Bad Boy Entertainment and Mr. Combs' related businesses, but no one dared to speak up against their frightening and furious boss. We've seen Puffy act a goddamn fool. Remember, we've seen Puffy act so much of a fool so many times. Remember when they had that show? When the hell did that show come out? Hold on. Remember Making the Band? Puffy was a whole douchebag. When was Making the Band? Making the Band was out in 2000 and 2002. Puffy was an entire douchebag, a whole douche. Following 7, because it's 35 pages. We only on page 3. It's 35 pages. Following these episodes of horrific abuse, Combs would immediately attempt to hide her and the evidence of his violent rage. He often showered her with gifts following incidents of physical violence, a typical pattern of behavior by serial abusers. Yup, he gonna knock you between the washers and dryers, but he gonna give you a nice car or some shit. Girl, if Young Miami ain't catch a freaking break, if her stupid ass, but she's stupid, so who, listen, I hope she ain't that stupid. I hope she only plays stupid for TV. Okay? Because she talk about she want more kids and she want to settle down. Girl, no the fuck you don't. No, you don't. In addition to the physical assaults, Mr. Combs frequently reminded Cassie of his ability to cause serious harm. That's how they do. They threaten you and try to say that they could hurt other people that you know and all of this shit. Whether by requiring her to carry his pile in her purse or by blowing up a car of a musician that was romantically interested in her. Y'all, that's wild crazy. Adding insult to injury, Mr. Combs used illegal substances and threats of violence to force her into repeatedly unwanted encounters with male sex workers. There's nothing I can't. Over the years that Mr. Combs abused Cassie physically and sexually, she again and again tried to escape his tight hold over her life. Every time she hid, Mr. Combs' vast network of corporations and affiliated entities found her. That sounds so scary. And those who worked for Mr. Combs' company employed her to return to him. Many went as far as explicitly stating that her failure to return to Mr. Combs would hinder her success in the entertainment industry. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. That's why now we know why she clings to her husband so hard. I would too. Oh my God. When she believed that she had finally separated from her longtime abuser, she joined Mr. Combs for dinner, after which he forced her into her home and argued her while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. She finally has fully escaped him, but the harm that the assaults and abuse he caused her to experience for nearly a decade will forever haunt her. She has required intense medical and psychological care to recover from the trauma she lived through. She cannot, however, continue to live in silence about what she endured. Mr. Combs remains immensely powerful and immensely dangerous. Mr. Combs therefore seeks justice for the decades. No, Cassie therefore seeks justice for the decade of her life that Mr. Combs took away from her with threats of violence, excessive use of drugs, physical and psychological abuse, and sexual slavery. They put slavery in there. My stomach hurt, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. My stomach hurt reading this stuff. Accordingly, Cassie brings this action seeking. Okay, this is what she filing. She filed this shit, human trafficking. I see. California law, New York law. That's why this shit is federal. Lord have mercy. It's saying that the courts have jurisdiction. It's saying where she live, where he lives. She's suing Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Records, Epic Records, Combs Enterprise. She know all of the little secret place. Doe Corporation. Factual allegations. Here we go. Teenage. I love. Listen, when you find a good, she'd have her a good attorney. They wrote this shit nice, child. Teenage Cassie met middle-aged Mr. Combs as her career began. Okay. Cassie met Mr. Combs in late 2005 or early 2006 after Mr. Combs heard Cassie's first single playing in the club and expressed interest in signing her to his label. Okay. At the times, Cassie was 19 and he was 37. Within months of February 2006, Cassie signed a 10-album deal to Puffy. Not a good deal. Not a good idea. Cassie's first album, Cassie, was released August 2006, debuting at number 4. Okay, to promote the album, Cassie made a TV appearance on Total Request Live and BT 106 in Park. Y'all remember them shows? I do. She suffered from performance anxiety during these appearances, and the press outlets were highly critical of her performance on the show. Okay, Mr. Combs, however, sought to say he's doing something, telling TMZ. You could hear her nervousness in her voice, and to be honest, I kind of smiled at it because it made me really appreciate what I really love about her. She's a regular person. It just made me appreciate that she got nervous, and it was kind of cute to me. To be honest, you got to understand that success for her is coming out of nowhere. It's just so huge, and sometimes everybody handles it differently. While clearly him noting that it was cute to him how irregular Cassie appeared, Mr. Combs' comment raged true to some extent. Upon signing with Bad Boy, Cassie was quickly thrust into the spotlight and was unfamiliar with how to navigate her new celebrity status. Mr. Combs' recognition and glorification of Cassie's naivety proved to set the groundwork for his manipulation and coercive relationship coercive romantic and sexual relationship with Cassie, a woman nearly 2 decades his junior, right? They try to butter you up, right? Make you feel, like, I got you, boo. I tell you, know how to manipulate little kids. Within a year of signing a Bad Boy, Mr. Combs became deeply entrenched in her life, almost immediately asserting possession and control over her and exerting himself into all aspects of her career and personal life. Okay? This thing is crazy. So he invited her to MTV Europe Awards in Denmark, right? During her hair and makeup leading up to the performance, her hairstylist and his makeup artist told her that he was interested in her. The fact expressed disgust given the large age gap between her and the president of her label. Like, people would probably tell her, "Oh, you should do it, girl. You should do it, girl. He's puffy. He's puffy. Look. That's why you don't get peer pressure. Trapped into foolishness. They going off in the group chat. We have like I said, a chat for my kids' school. She is hot. I don't blame her. I'll not blame her. Somebody sold my kid phone. You know how much these phones cost? Y'all know how much these phones cost. Anyway, 35. We're only on page 8. I don't know if we're gonna make it through, but let's do it. Emphasizing the age and power dynamic early on in the working relationship, Puffy positioned himself as a father figure and protective of her. That's weird. That's what I'm talking about. That's weird. I always find it. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. When you're dating somebody who is 20 years younger than you, you become their daddy or their mommy. I've seen it. Come baby, let me get you something to eat. And come give baby something, a plate of food. I've seen it. Shit, I seen it recently. I seen it. You become their fucking father. Or their daggone mother. It's weird. Everything about it is just weird. I don't care what nobody say. Emphasizing the agent, father figure, protector of her. By way of example, after returning, they're going to give us an example. After returning to New York after a trip to Vegas, during which she endured a brief hospital stay, Cassie, who was then fully healthy, went out to the club with her friends. When Mr. Combs saw her out, he reprimanded her, telling her to go home and take care of herself. At this point, Cassie thought that her record label was looking out for her well-being and that Mr. Combs had her best interest in mind. No, he don't want you out. He want to control you. No, he don't. That wasn't your best interest at heart. He just trying to make sure he could watch you and he know where you at. Okay. Mr. Combs also ensured he was intertwined in her personal life, social life, for instance, by inviting himself to her 21st birthday party in Las Vegas. He also brought along famous musicians and producers, thereby flaunting his celebrity status and influence in front of a young and impressionable Cassie. Although Mr. Combs knew that Cassie was in a relationship at the time, and even though he was publicly in a relationship with Kim Porter, Mr. Combs nevertheless pursued Cassie at an after party in a hotel suite following her 21st birthday. Ooh. So after the party for her birthday, he pulled her into a bathroom and forcibly kissed her. She did not consent to the unwanted content. She immediately ran out of the bathroom and hotel suite and cried and told her best friend at the time about what happened, but was too scared to tell anyone else. At the VMAs the next day, Cassie's boyfriend at the time joined her and Mr. Combs at the table, and he, as in Puffy, became angry, telling Cassie that the invitation to award ceremony was only for her and not for her significant other. Girl. This is why you got to put little girls on the game, because they be showing you. But we've taught our little girls that, this is how they act, that's affection. That is abuse waiting to happen. We are watching this. Listen, I need a moment. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Follow me on my other social media platforms. I'm Jovi Beauty. I'm Jovi Beauty on all platforms. Please follow. Please subscribe. Y'all know my birthday is on Monday. So if you want to donate to your girl, my Cash App is on the screen. That's Jovi Beauty 2. Thank you so much. We're going to have a quick commercial break and then we're going to get back at this because this shit is crazy.
Hey there, this quick commercial break is being brought to you by On a Spot Live. Did you know that people are canceling Christmas this year? Yes, Cancel Christmas 2023 is a real thing. Now, people will still be getting together with their friends and family and loved ones to celebrate, to honor their traditions and their faith. And they're definitely, most definitely going to eat. For sure, there will be food. What they're canceling, though, is spending hundreds and thousands of dollars out at retailers. They're deciding instead to keep their hard-earned money in their pocket so that they can put it to good use and purchase their first ever real asset. Less things, more assets is the move for 2024. I kind of feel sorry for all of those retailers and brands who are going to miss out on all that money. But I'm really not. It's a good thing when we put our interests first and prioritize building for our financial future. So let me know, are you down to cancel Christmas in 2023? If so, drop an X down in the comments. This commercial break has been brought to you by On a Spot Live, proud sponsor of this amazing content. Now let's get back to it in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, sidebar, because, I need a moment. This shit's stressing me out. They returned the girl's son's phone. I just was going through the stuff. Somebody returned it. She went there. She said she took a cab there. That's like a $40 cab, okay? She took a cab there. She stood out there for like 2 hours. I'm telling y'all all the business. These fucking... She said she went into people's house. They were speaking Spanish. She said the cops took like 3 hours to come. She went back home. The phone she was there all night, and then the phone showed back up at school this morning. And then, surprise, they find it. You got to be kidding me. Mind you, this is not most... I'm shocked. I'm shocked they were Spanish. I thought they was Asian. Shut the fuck up. There's a bunch. Anyway, let's continue, child. I am stressed out. Hey, Naughty, thank you so much for your donation. And Charms sent me a donation. Was it this morning? Let me look. Charm sent me a donation last night. It was like 11:17. That's why I thought it was this morning. She sent me $5. She said, "For love you, Jovi." Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Charm. I really appreciate you. Like I said, I appreciate all donations. Y'all know my birthday is on Monday. Okay, my Cash App is on the screen. Just pay for your girl and have a birthday drink. All right, and now we're gonna get back. We're going to get back. We're going to get back to this shit. Let's do it. All right. What page are we on? We're on page 9. Child, we still got 35 more pages to go. Okay. This section is entitled, listen, I'm telling you, I love the way lawyers write. They really, especially if they're a good lawyer and they have a good, like degree, like my daughter want to be a lawyer. They have a good English degree or something like that, from a, it's just so beautiful. She has a very good lawyer. I don't know what Ivy League her lawyer went to, but they went somewhere well. Okay, they went somewhere good. They have an undergraduate degree in like English literature or like literature or something. This shit is so well written. Okay. Section 2. Mr. Combe lures Cassie into a relationship. Child, this reads so well. It's freaking me out, but okay. Despite her clear rejection of his old ass advances, That's why, honestly, that's why I don't do, you want to be a mod, you want to be an actor, you want to be a model, you want to be none of that shit. I want to hear none of that shit, because people in those industries are dangerous. Y'all know my first job was at like the first job I got for myself was at BET. I used to run the group chat, and we used to do like, like the chat rooms. I used to be the moderator in the chat rooms back in the day. This is back when 106 and Park first came to New York and shit. And I used to help I used to go and be like, help the writers when they went to interview some of these celebrities or whatever. Y'all, I knew it could have been so easy for me to just transition into, I went into fashion. I wanted to be into fashion anyway, but it would have been so easy to just continue that. I'm already in it. Continue that and to go into music PR or some shit like that. Absolutely not. The perversion is real. Everything, that's why I believe every fucking thing she's saying. The perversion is real. The people are weird. They don't care how young you are. They are nasty, a bunch of nasty old men. Nasty old men. Anyway, on one particular night, shout out to my what's the word? My mentor back in the day. She was a black lady, so I was cool. She ran a lot of shit. So, but like, y'all, it was wild. It was wild, and I was wild back then. But it was wild. Some of the shit that I saw was like, oh, okay. Anyway, on one particular night around September 2007, Mr. Combs insisted. Okay, wait, hold up. I missed the whole thing. Number 39. Despite her clear rejections of his advances, he continued to demand spending time with him. Okay, including for a weekend at his residence in Miami and for nights out in New York City. So he is basically forcing his will, himself on her. She's like, no. See why I love being a bitch? You see why I always say when you are a bitch, I don't give a fuck. I will tell you, go suck I will tell you, get out of here. Being too agreeable will get you caught up, because men know, and they, you want this thing, and like, come with me here. No. Sometimes you got to take that L. We got to teach our daughters, stop being so fucking agreeable. Because when we're too agreeable, you end up motherfuckers trying to force you to chill with them. I'm so pissed off. On one particular night around September 2007, Mr. Combs insisted on taking her out. She acquiesced, fearing that rejecting his request would have repercussions on her album deal with him and his company. And that's another reason why I don't believe in dating or fucking or doing anything with anybody who's a coworker. I've never in my life, and I will never. Well, I don't work with anybody now. But no. Because then, no. Bro, I had the whole leave careers. I ain't doing it. I get it, because he put her in as like he was like she was between a rock and a fucking hard plate. Like, literally, he trapped her. That's what we're reading. Allegedly, that's what we're reading. She was trapped, and she was too young to even understand that she was being trapped. You have to have some age and experience, or some Spoonie G game told to you by your. That's why I tell you, gotta tell your kid shit, because they won't know. They don't know. They don't know unless you tell them. She was being cornered like a fucking fox in a damn hen house. She was being cornered. Mr. Combs picked her up from her apartment in Manhattan in a blue luxury vehicle. She was surprised that when she got into the car, he was already inebriated. He handed her a pill and told her to take it. When she asked what the pill was, he dismissed her and told her she would like it. She later learned the pill was ecstasy. Something Cassie had never tried. I'm not taking no fucking pills. But again, rocking a hard plate. Oh my God. This was the first time he got her high. He then proceeded to drive recklessly at a very high speed down the West Side Highway in Manhattan. She was very scared, but did not dare to subject, okay, because he was already drunk, high, and agitated. He's going to try to take it from her today. I didn't even read this, but I feel it in my heart. He took her to an upscale lounge in downtown Manhattan where he proceeded to get into an altercation with the security staff who would not permit Mr. Combs to enter because he was inebriated. He was belligerent, okay? She decided to go home, but for the remainder of the night, Mr. Combs messaged her complaining that she left him high and alone because he was take it, y'all. In early fall 2027, he flexed his power and influence when he paid a promoter to create a fake flyer for a party hosted by Cassie. The fake posting allowed Cassie to have an excuse to go to Miami, Florida, to get her away from her boyfriend by using the disguise to a legitimate event she had to attend. She was surprised by how easily he could get people to lie for him, okay? She was uncomfortable with the fake flyer, but because the request to go to Miami was made by the owner of her record label and because she was scared to go against his wishes and face repercussions, she agreed to join him in Florida. During a trip to Miami, he provided her with copious amounts of drugs. She became more intoxicated than she ever had before, and her intoxication lasted throughout the weekend. As she wanted Mr. Combs to continue to support her career, she felt she could not refuse his urge to take more drugs. After providing her with drugs, he had sexual intercourse with her during the trip. I told you. When he gave her that oxy or whatever the frick, the Molly, the Wally, I don't know, man. I don't use drugs. He was trying to take advantage of her. I knew that shit was happening. Oh, man. Within 2 years of meeting him, she found herself lured into an immediate circle of her boss, the owner of her label, and one of the most powerful men into the entertainment industry. He exerted control over her career and personal life. This is part 3. What page are we on? We're only on 10, bruh. I don't know if I could make it to 35, y'all. I'm stressed out. What time are we at? 47 minutes. Jesus. Hold on. She said, Jovi, and today these families don't want to say nothing to their children. I have nieces and nephews, and they don't want to hear Jack. Listen, you got to tell them. I don't care if they want to hear it. You ain't going to say I never told you. I don't care if they don't want to hear it. We need some more likes. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow me on my social media platform. I'm Jovi Beauty. I'm Jovi Beauty on all platforms. Please follow. Please subscribe. Now let's get back into this case. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, donate to the channel. My Cash App is on the screen. It's Jovi Beauty. Y'all already know the vibes. And my birthday is Monday, Shit. My birthday is Monday. From the very start of their relationship, he exerted his power and influence over her. This dynamic was fueled by the nearly 2-decade age difference, okay? As well as his position in the entertainment industry. Okay, Mr. Combs' aggressive and demanding approach to those he worked for made it impossible for anyone who challenges them. Anybody who has ever worked for Bad Boy will tell you that. Anybody who's ever worked for them or been around them will tell you he is a lot. Okay, that's how he ended up, screwing all these people over because he is a lot. Scorpio men are crazy. I'm gonna just say that. Although Cassie has saved up some earnings from her young modeling career, his wealth intimidated her. He paid for things with wads of cash and would repeatedly tell her, don't worry about money, I have money. Mr. Combs expensive lavish vacations for him and Cassie, purchased a car for her, paid for her apartment, and provided her with extensive amount of designer clothes. Around 2008, 2009, he began to rent an apartment in Manhattan for her. The apartment was in walking distance from his New York City residence. Oh, hell no, bitch. Whew. He first showed Cassie the apartment by bringing her there along with her parents. Her parents were skeptical of the mogul's display of wealth, but proud of their daughter's newfound success. They were like, but they were like, you know, he got some money. Got some money. He got some money. Oh my God. All aspects of her life were controlled by him or his management companies. Him and him. Okay. Every aspect, every event she attended, travel, makeup, were paid directly by him. He controlled every fucking thing. Okay. Compounding this all-encompassing intruding into her life, he secured his control over the young and impressionable Cassie by introducing her to a drug-free lifestyle that kept her complacent. Okay. He introduced her to opiates in 2008 and would often have drugs and pills and other drugs out in the open like candy. At first, Cassie was given a prescription that Mr. Combs received from a doctor in Florida. Eventually, when he exhausted his supply of pills, he demanded that she procure a prescription from this Miami doctor in her own name. He became deeply involved in her personal life, and his personal staff attended to her day-to-day travels and other needs. She was under lock and fucking key, boy. This shit's scary. On multiple occasions, he had her personal medical records sent directly to his email address. For instance, when she began experiencing memory loss, potentially due to excessive drug use and or head injuries caused by his beatings, okay, as described below. We ain't get into that yet. But her MRI results were provided directly to Mr. Combs. And oh shit, the doctor's about to lose they business, child. And he had arranged for his staff to take her to only certain doctor's appointments, okay? Where he manipulated obedience early on in the relationship. She called her grandfather what she called, okay, in this way, he exerted ownership over her. Another example of the way in which he manipulated her. Early on in their relationship, he asked her what she called her grandfather. When she said she called her grandpa Pop, he insisted that she referred to him as Pop. She insisted that she call him what she called her grandpa. Nasty old men. Okay, part 4. We are on page 13. Mr. Combs and Cassie's relationship become violent and abusive. What started as a whirlwind of celebrity meetings and drug-fueled parties, however, quickly turned frightening and violent. Cassie was also exposed to the intense violence that for example, on occasion when Mr. Combs and Cassie were using drugs together in his home, one of the security staff barged in and announced that Suge Knight, a longtime rival of Combs, was spotted at Mel's Drive-In Diner in L.A. Mr. Combs began to get dressed, retrieved multiple guns from a safe, and ran out of the house to where he believed Mr. Knight was dining. She became terrified and began to cry. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What? What? I believe it too. I I don't believe that he was going to run up on Suge at all. I just don't believe it. But I believe that he wanted her to think he was. I believe that he wanted her to think he was that nigga. Because they need, men like that need you to think that they gonna kill the world. Oh my God. On at least 2 occasions, he demanded that she hold his gun in her purse. She didn't know none of my guns, was scared to death. There was no reason why he required her to hold his guns except to reinforce to her that he was violent, powerful, and dangerous. Yeah, just like I said, there's no need. He has so much security guards. This is Puffy. Puffy don't need to carry a gun. He has so much security. And even if he did, his security could carry his gun. What's the point of making her carry it? To try to make it seem like he's more dangerous than he is. Child, listen. But if you know, you only know that when you grown like us. When you 18 and 19 and 20, you don't know that. You still learning this shit. He running out. I'm going to get Suge Knight at the drive-thru. Like Suge was still going to be at the fucking drive-thru. A ploy. These niggas be playing in our face. Playing. Over the next decade, multiple times each year, he would violently beat her and leave bruises all over her body. After every instance in which he used his money and power to orchestrate extensive effort to hide the evidence of his abuse, including hiding her in hotels for days at a time to let her heal. In one instance, after a party with Jay-Z, Jay-Z said, "Hi, get in it." No. Combs beat Cassie repeatedly in an Escalade, including by kicking and hitting her. He forced her out of the vehicle on Fifth Ave. She was eventually able to hail a cab and get to her apartment in Manhattan, where she cried in fear, realizing there was no one she could tell about what had happened at the hands of this incredibly powerful man. She spent 3 days hiding in her apartment. Jesus. In 2019, after he learned that she spoke to another dude at a party, music manager at a party, he became enraged. She hoped that speaking to this person will help her grow her career and that Mr. Combs would be happy for her. But instead, he became extremely angry and pulled her out of the club where the party was taking place. In the car leaving the club, he beat her, pushing her into a corner of the vehicle and stomping on her face. Jesus. His security staff, Roger, tried to stop the beating, but was unable to de-escalate the situation. When the car arrived at Mr. Combs' residence, Cassie attempted to run away, but Mr. Combs followed her and proceeded to again kick her in the face. She was bleeding profusely and was ushered into his home where she began to throw up from the violent assault. Upon recognizing the damage he had done to her and the physical evidences of his abuse, he started to panic and forced his staff to bring her to a hotel suite at the London Hotel in LA, where she was required to stay for a week. During the stay, as her injuries from the beating healed, she began to fully recognize that his tremendous loyal network not only knew about and witnessed his assault, but also that these witnesses were not willing to do anything meaningful to stop his behavior. She recognized that she was powerless and that reporting Combs to the authorities would not alter Combs' status or influence, but would merely give Combs another excuse to hurt her. See? But that's not true. He paid them security guards. But again, when nobody tells you, you don't know. When you young, you don't know. When you young, you think, it's like, I can't do anything about it. He has so much control. I can't do anything. I'm stuck. But the reality is we're never stuck. I keep telling y'all, we are not stuck. We are not stuck. We are not stuck, okay? They want us to think that we are stuck. That's why they get these little girls. Remember, they always tell you all the time when you hear them talking about, when you hear these boys with mics or whatever, they not men. Anyway, when you hear the boys with the mics, they always talking about how they could, they want the young girls so they could, they could mold her and, basically they can manipulate her. All right. Because your grown ass, my grown ass, we've been around. We've seen enough things. We've had experiences. We've seen other people experiences, and we gonna call the fucking cops. Ain't gonna stomp me in the fucking face. Mr. Combs proceeded to instruct his assistant to purchase excessive amounts of gifts for her, which were delivered to the hotel room where she remained trapped. She was terrified, isolated, and unable to see a pathway out of his abusive hold on her life. She found herself becoming numb to the abuse she was experiencing and become entirely beholden to his demands. She began to blindly follow his instructions out of fear of again being on the receiving end of his beatings. By his own admissions, his relationship with Cassie was like Bobby and Whitney, a clear statement of the unequal power dynamic and excessive domestic violence that permeated their relationship. From the outside looking in, Cassie had heard others refer to her relationship with Combs as like Ike and Tina. Her volatile and abusive partner, who also owned her label and therefore held her future success in his hands, had fully exerted control over every aspect of her life. Oh Lord! Now we get into the trafficking. Oh God! What page are we on? We're on 15, child. Oh my gosh! Within a few months of beginning a romantic relationship with the 40-year-old Mr. Combs, a 22-year-old Cassie felt beholden to his whims and demands. He beat her into submission. I'm so sick. While in New York, he told her he wanted to engage in a fantasy of his so-called voyeurism. Mr. Combs said it would turn him on if he saw her with another D. The first time Mr. Combs hired a man and brought the man to his home in Los Angeles, the man, Mr. Combs, and Cassie wore masquerade masks and ingested drugs. Mr. Combs directed Cassie to perform sexual acts with this man while Puffy watched. He masturbated while he directed Cassie and the man to do specific sexual acts. The entire encounter lasted multiple days. Oh my God. Mr. Combs began to call the arrangement a freak off, or FO. He would repeatedly tell Cassie at random moments that he wanted a FO, and Cassie was eventually expected to facilitate the location and the hiring of the male S workers. After certain points during Cassie and Puffy's relationship, he would insist on freak offs every week. He would repeatedly tell Cassie that this practice was our thing and our secret, please. Freak-offs would often be held in hotel suites, including Trump International and Columbus Circle, one in Beverly Hills, don't ask me to pronounce it, the London Hotel of Los Angeles, the Intercontinental I love the Intercontinental in New York. Anyway, the Intercontinental in Center City, Atlanta, the one in New York, the one hotel in New York, and in Miami, the Mandarin Oriental. The Mandarin Oriental is a nice ass hotel in New York City too. I've been there for lunch once. It was real nice. It spins. Anyway, just everywhere that was exquisite. Okay. On one occasion around 2003, Puffy had a freak off set up at the Intercontinental Hotel in New York City, after which he was charged with tens of thousands of dollars in damages by the hotel. Upon information and belief, Combs' chief of staff, Tony whatever, paid the invoice charged by the hotel. They tore that shit up. She was eventually told to use websites and escort services to find male workers to participate in the freak-offs. Oh shit. He told her to find large black penises. He told her to search for, I thought he was gonna say BBCs. Oh shit. He told her to search for large black penises on the website. Sometimes Mr. Combs would pay to fly male sex workers to his location, including to multiple cities in the United States as well as abroad. He required her and his staff to make these arrangements. His assistants would help set off the freak offs, including by setting up the hotel suites with baby oil and Astroglide. Oh fuck. Yo. This nigga is crazy. I believe every fucking bit of this shit, boy. Mr. Combs always supplied Cassie and a sex worker with a bunch of drugs before and during the freak off. She was given ecstasy, cocaine, I don't know what GHB is, ketamine, marijuana, and alcohol in excessive amounts during the freak off, which allowed her to disassociate during the horrific encounters. It became commonplace to get IV fluids in the days after a freak off to recover from the excessive substances pushed upon her. She was required to dress up in lingerie for the freak off, so Mr. Combs insisted she wear white nail polish to contrast her nails with the skin of the black men he hired to have sex with her. During the freak offs, he would instruct her to pour excessive amounts of oil over herself. Then he would tell them to speak to each other, and then would specifically tell her where to touch the workers. He would say things like, grab that big black dude, and ask her how does it feel, as he directed her to perform for him. During the freak offs, in addition to directing Cassie and jerking off, Mr. Combs would use his phone, laptop, and tablet to film her having sex with the hired sex workers. He treated the forced encounters as a personal art project, adjusting the candles he used for lighting to frame the videos he took. This nigga crazy. Wow. Yeah, I believe this 100%. I believe this 100%. I believe this 100%. I believe this 100%, bruh. I know somebody, well, not all of this, but I know like the whole recording and setting stuff up so you can just watch yourself or watch. It's weird. People are weird. People do weird shit. And, you know, you're allowed to do your weird shit. Ain't nobody judging you, but you have to have a willing partner. And drugging and beating them into submission does not equate willing partner. Anyway, while Cassie quickly deleted any photos that were taken with her phone, he repeatedly made clear that he retained many videos of her during the freak offs. Even when she deleted the videos, Mr. Combs would tell Cassie that he was able to recover deleted videos from her device. On one occasion, he sat next to her on a flight and made her watch a video she thought she had deleted, reinforcing her inability to escape and the immense power he held over her. Listen, I would have left. I'd have left so hard. I don't care. Drop all the videos. Tell everybody. At this point, I'm done. Puffy would pay the sex workers a few $1,000s in cash for their services. During some freak offs, Mr. Combs would become extremely intoxicated and would hit her in front of the sex workers, okay? Cassie was repulsed by his demands, but between the physical beatings and recognizing his incredible power and incredible temper, Cassie became petrified of her partner and boss and felt she could not say no. Oh my God. He even would present her with lavish gifts prior to or in the middle of the freak off, seemingly acknowledging the way in which those forced sexual encounters constituted work for her. and that he needed to compensate her for this work. At one point, he had given her so many designer bracelets for freak-offs, and immediately following his brutal beating, that she felt that she was shackled by his presence. Yeah, all that. I don't understand why people want all that shit on them. Frequently, her anxiety before what any of the freak offs would become so great that she would become physically ill, sometimes to the point of vomiting while kneeling over the toilet. Mr. Combs would shame her into performing for him, eventually forcing her to get up and proceed with the encounter. She knew firsthand that telling Puffy that she did not want to engage in freak-offs would be met with anger and violence. In addition, any suggestion that she would refuse the freak-offs or otherwise report Mr. Combs' abuse was met with ultimatums by Puffy, who would say that Cassie could not go to the police because she had a lot to lose. Lose it. Lose it. Lose it. Lose it. Ain't nothing worth it. Lose it. Lose it. Lose it. You fucking crazy. But these people know, abusive men know who to do shit to. They set it up. They do that shit on purpose. They know. Not me, Sway. Around 2015, for example, in the middle of a surprise birthday party for her 29th birthday, he insisted that she leave the party and go to a hotel for a freak-off for her birthday. When she expressed that she did not want to go, he had her cornered by his security staff in order to force her to leave with him. After this freak-off, Mr. Combs and her went back to the hotel room that she was staying in, where some of her friends were already hanging out. Mr. Puffy was severely intoxicated, and at one point during the night picked up one of her friends like a child and dangled the friend over the balcony of the 17th floor hotel suite. Cassie and her friends were scared of Mr. Combs' erratic behavior, but Cassie was heavily sedated because of the drugs she took to participate in the freak-off, and therefore was unable to respond to his terrifying behavior. The freak-offs became work. He was pimping her out for his own benefit. Okay, she was just like the dudes. The freak-offs became work for her, and despite her, he insisted and staged and forced sexual encounters between her and various sex workers. Okay, so now she tries to escape the abuse. We are at page 20. Okay, point 104. And he tried. Excuse me. Anytime she tried to create distance between her and Combs, he used his network to find her and convince her to return to his abuse. On multiple occasions, he sent his employees to lure her back. In 2001, during a rough patch in Mr. Combs and her relationship, it was all a rough patch. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. She had a brief relationship with musician Kid Cudi. When Combs returned from a trip, he demanded another freak-off from her, and she said no. During this freak-off, she went to it. During the freak-off, he found Cassie's phone and found email between her and Cudi. He was going through all her shit. He was crazy. Puffy became enraged and proceeded to place a manual corkscrew between his fingers and lunged at her. She ran away to stay at Cudi's house to escape his wrath. Soon thereafter, one of his staff members told Cassie that he needed to just talk to Mr. Combs, and even though he was enraged, feeling like she could not escape him and his network of enforcers, she returned to him. He hit her several times and then kicked her in the back, and she tried to run out the door. She went to her parents' house in Connecticut, where her mother took pictures of the bruises he had left on her body. In February 2012, during the Paris Fashion Week, He told her he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car and that he wanted to ensure that Kid Cudi was home with his friends when it happened. Around this time, Kid Cudi's car actually exploded in his driveway. This shit is crazy. Cassie was terrified. I understand. Okay, and began to fully comprehend that Puffy was both willing and able to do to those he believed had slighted him. A vengeful ass that motherfucker is a vengeful motherfucker. I don't date Scorpio men no more. I told y'all already. I used to, but they crazy. I'm crazy. We ain't gonna be crazy together because I will not respond like Cassie. I will lose my shit. And everybody dying today. Okay? In 2015, I gotta laugh. I'm sorry, I gotta laugh because this shit is stressing me out. I'm not laughing at the situation. I just gotta child. Let me get a quick little break, y'all. I need to give me something to drink. It's too much.
Hey there, this quick commercial break is being brought to you by On a Spot Live. Did you know that people are canceling Christmas this year? Yes, Cancel Christmas 2023 is a real thing. Now, people will still be getting together with their friends and family and loved ones to celebrate, to honor their traditions and their faith. And they're definitely, most definitely going to eat. For sure, there will be food. What they're canceling, though, is spending hundreds and thousands of dollars out at retailers. They're deciding instead to keep their hard-earned money in their pocket so that they can put it to good use and purchase their first ever real asset. Less things, more assets is the move for 2024. I kind of feel sorry for all of those retailers and brands who are going to miss out on all that money. But I'm really not. It's a good thing when we put our interests first and prioritize building for our financial future. So let me know, are you down to cancel Christmas in 2023? If so, drop an X down in the comments. This commercial break has been brought to you by On a Spot Live, proud sponsor of this amazing content. Now let's get back to it in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, guys, we're back. We are back. Yo! So then why this guy came in the group chat and told her, because the lady, she posted the address and everything. Please delete the references with the address. It was all right for them to steal, but you got to delete the address. You are out of pocket. Anywho, let me pull this stuff back up and continue reading. Okay. In 2015, she spoke to a popular music manager at an after party in a hotel suite in Vegas. He saw her speaking to him, and he stepped into the bedroom, adhering to the suite. In the bedroom, he severely beat her from corner to corner of the room. She was trying to avoid his beating and kicking. When she tried to lock herself in the bathroom, he pushed through and punched and kicked her while she was curled up under the toilet. Her screams were drowned out by the loud music playing in the outside area of the hotel suite. When his head of security and assistants saw her after the assault, they began to cry. Cassie had 2 black eyes, a burst and bruised lip, and a huge welt on her forehead. Upon seeing the results, he again tried to hide it. He forced her to stay at his home in somewhere with one of his sons. If they say in 2015 that this happened, it's probably Justin, because Justin went to USC, right? Remember, Justin went to USC. So I'm going to assume they talking about when Justin was at USC. Okay, I'm assuming, that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Okay. Then he called her and FaceTimed her and said, you got to get up and put on more makeup. My son can't see you like that. Oh, so you don't want your sons to see what kind of rat bastard you are. I get it. She did put makeup on per his demand. She felt like she had no choice but to obey his abuser. Even though security guard, assistants, and friends saw the situation she was in, and no one dared to help her or speak out on her behalf, she therefore had no choice but to remain subservient. While later in 2015, while shooting a movie in South Africa, she began a flirtatious relationship with an actor. She spent New Year's with the actor. Mr. Combs soon found out. He called the actor and threatened him. The actor persuaded to call her and tell her, you really need to call Puffy. In and around 2016, during a freak off at the international, damn, she tried to get away from this nigga so much. This is you got to remember, think about it. Like, remember when she first started dating and got married to Alex Fine, how Puffy kept trying to come at her or make comments at her online until Alex, that's why, shout out to Alex Fine. Shout out to Alex Fine. He said no. He said, I will not play pussy for you. He said no. No. Just no. Just no. Shit is crazy, y'all. We at 22 though, so we ain't that far. We got 13 pages. I'm assuming that a lot of the pages at the end are probably just like whatever. Okay, let's hope. In and around 2016, during a freak off at the Intercontinental, like, he loves the Intercontinental. Let me tell you, I liked it too. When I only been there twice, I liked it too. He became extremely intoxicated, punched her in the face, giving her a black eye. After he fell asleep, she tried to leave the hotel room, but as she exited, he was awoke and began screaming at her. He followed her into the hallway of the hotel while yelling at her. He grabbed her and then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her, causing glass to crash around them as she ran to the elevator to escape. She managed to get into the elevator, and when she got into the lobby, quickly took a cab to her apartment. Upon realizing that her running away would cause him to be even angrier with her and completely stuck to his vicious cycle of abuse, she returned to the hotel with the intention of apologizing for running away. But when she returned, hotel security staff urged her to get back in the cab and go to her apartment, suggesting that they had seen the security footage showing what happened. So the hotel staff said, girl, don't come in here. The hotel staff, okay, was like, girl, don't come in here. Okay, upon he paid them $50,000 for the hallway footage. After this, she left. You know what? She needed a new apartment. Can I say this? He paid for this apartment, so he had the key. He had everything she needed to up jumps the boogie to the boogity beat. And I would pawn. Child, I'd have had money stacked up at my mama's house in Connecticut, at my homegirl's house. All that fucking jewelry he bought, I'd have pawned all that shit. Oh God. But then where you gonna run? Where you gonna hide? Fuck. It's like Elon Musk ass. Where you gonna run? Can't even run to the moon. The nigga over there too. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure it's working. After this, she left her home in Comstock and went to hide away at her friend's house in Florida. Then somebody, president of Bad Boy, tracked her down and told her that her single would not be released if she did not answer his phone call. Fuck your single. Fuck your single. Fuck your single. A woman who worked at Sony reached out to her with similar ultimatums concerned all of these people need to be locked up. Incredibly, he even convinced one of his attorneys to call her this time. The lawyer told her it's in her best interest to call Puffy back. Each time she tried to run away, Puffy and his powerful network would force her back to him. Puffy's tight control over her life had damaged her friendships. Around 2018, when he held your homegirl out the fucking window. We couldn't be friends no more. Not until he was up going. He held, even if it wasn't me, he held out the window. We could be secret friends. I'm not doing that. I'm not putting my life in danger. Anyway, when Cassie was her friend Carrie Morgan in her house, Combs used his key to Cassie's house and came in unannounced. Him and Miss Morgan had an altercation during which Combs threw a hanger at her. The fuck? Upon information and belief, the incident resulted in a settlement between him and Morgan, and Cassie ended up paying Morgan additional funds in an attempt to resolve the dispute between her close friends and her abusive, controlling boyfriend. The relationship between her and Morgan had been strained since the time. Yeah, boyfriend. It's one thing for your nigga to fuck you up. He gonna try to fuck me up too? No, Brett. No, babe. No, babe. Oh, God. Now we get into the R word. His R word of her, okay? His direct R word of her, because all that other shit was still R word as well. We on page 23. By 2017 and 18, Cassie became desperate to leave him and his abuse of her. She recognized that if she stayed with him, she would never be able to have a successful career or even be physically and mentally safe. She therefore became determined to completely break away from him and his cycle of abuse and made concerted efforts to avoid him. You know, so gag. They talk about her album. She wasn't even doing anything. Yeah, she had Me and You. She had a couple shit, but like you getting rag tagged for what? And it's not even if he had her in Beyonce status, it would be okay to rag and tag her. But like that's how when you get your girls who are young and inexperienced and just dumb because they haven't learned anything in life to make them comprehend what the fuck. Like she would not have lost nothing. She took the L. Her career really took an L fucking with him. He wasn't going to allow her to have any sort of successful career. Please. Okay, so where are we? In September 2018, she joined him for dinner at an Italian restaurant in California, for which she believed would be a discussion about concluding their relationship for good. After dinner, Puffy and her returned to her home, which was paid for by him. He forced himself into her apartment and tried to kiss her, and she told him to stop and attempted to push him away. The gag is he R-worded her from the first time they did it, when he plowed her with drugs and stuff. Soon, okay. She told him to stop and attempted to push him away. He then forcibly pulled off her clothes and unbuckled his belt. He proceeded to R-word her while she repeatedly said no, and she tried to push him away. Soon thereafter, she took steps to completely separate herself from her longtime abuser, including leaving the house that he paid and returning the car that he purchased for her. That's where we start, girl. Despite moving away, her address was posted online in early 2019, leading to fears for her safety. He did it. Cassie was under immense duress during the months after Combs R-worded her, took all steps possible to entirely remove herself from her abuser, including entering into contracts to end her deal with Bad Boy. Okay, this part is Mr. Combs' and physical abuse of Cassie has caused her lifelong harm. Yeah, she's fucked up forever. She's fucked up forever. Forever. As a result, of the immense trauma she endured for over a decade with Mr. Combs, she suffered and continues to suffer from immense emotional distress. Following her escape from the cycle of abuse and trafficking she endured, she struggled with the physical and mental manifestation of her trauma. The birth of her two children, however, allowed her a new lease on life and gave her purpose. She credits her kids to saving her from the trauma that had consumed over a decade of her life. Except for the months when she was pregnant with her children, Cassie struggled with her addiction to drugs and alcohol, addictions that were established and fueled by Puffy. She turned to substances to drown the memories of her abuse. Without being intoxicated, she suffered from horrific nightmares and the forced acts by Puffy, demanding she participated in during the regular scheduled FOs and the physical beating that she endured through the relationship. She had difficulty eating or sleeping, and her relationship with her family suffered. During this time, she frequently had thought of ending her life. To rebuild her life or career, she needed to completely reinvent herself. She checked herself into inpatient programs at rehab centers where she first confronted the extent of the trauma she lived with. She has required intensive therapy and other medical care to recover from his abuse. She will forever live with the physical and psychological repercussion of over a decade of violence, fear, and exploitation she endured. Although Cassie was unable to speak up against the years of abuse she endured at the hands of Mr. Combs, she has since been able to rebuild her life and confront her trauma thanks to the passage of New York Adult Survivors Act and California Sexual Accountability and Cover-Up Act. Y'all going to jail. Y'all going to jail. She is now ready and able to also confront her abuser and told him and those who enabled his abuse accountable for their actions. Y'all going to jail. Y'all going to jail. Okay, so now they have the first cause of action. I told you, I thought the last couple of pages would just be why she's suing them. We ain't got to read this because we read everything else. I'm tired. My lips is tired from reading all that shit. I'm just 6 cause of action violating. Yo, she's about to wipe him dry. I hope she need more than $30 million. How are y'all doing? It was a long read. An hour and a half. Goodness gracious. Y'all, I'm gonna drop this link in case anybody want to come up. Please don't forget to come up. Be respectful. Be respectful. Remember, she was a child when this is why when these men talk about they want to date little girls, this is what they mean. This is what they mean. They want to be able to abuse them, okay? Somebody said he engaged in his 6th power over her. She said the likes are not liking. Can y'all get these likes up? I'm not going all the way back. I'm only going back a little bit. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on my other social media platforms. I'm Jovi Beauty. I'm Jovi Beauty on all platforms. Please follow, please subscribe. And my birthday is Monday. That's all I'm going to tell you. My birthday is Monday. Anyway, he needs to be put right next to R. Kelly. I agree. Let me stop sharing. Okay. If anyone needs a tell-all book, she does. She told it all already, child. Hope anybody that had to survive through his disgusting behavior gets healing and justice they deserve. She got tired of the freak offs. She didn't want the freak offs. She didn't get tired of them. She was R-worded the whole time. If you only engage in something because you're gonna get beat, if you don't, that's our word. That's where the trafficking come in. If you have to threaten somebody like, oh, do this or I'm gonna tell, do this or I'm gonna do this or that's our word. Somebody said they sad Kim Porter didn't get to write her book. She knows she probably went through it too. I believe that. Shay said, I see how she thought that because in Illinois, a lot of officers were on R. Kelly's payroll. I can see, but like, listen, you just gonna have to kill me. I'm like that, but you see, I'm a Scorpio, so I'm like that. Like, you just gonna have, I just can't. Like, I've been through crazy. I've been through like, you fucking crazy. You ain't just gonna be stomping me out, fucking my face up, and I'd have poisoned that nigga. I'd have been in jail. Yeah, he enjoyed his sick power over her. I see someone said. She said, I'm so sad for her. Basically, she had to do the shit every weekly. This shit is crazy. Yes, please misspell your curse words and your trigger words. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. She said that's why you seen him dancing with the IV drip on YouTube. Because that's how you could use all them drugs and not be looking crazy. I always be like, why they need these IV drips? But that would make sense because they be doing stupid shit like that, and they're trying to counteract so the drugs don't affect their body, so they really don't be out here looking like the crackheads. She said, this is the pimp game. Make you a junkie so they can control you. And he is from Harlem, and his daddy was out there doing crazy shit. His mama probably too. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. That's crazy. I deleted the video, and a week later we watching the same video. Wow. He did blow the car up too. Diddy met and groomed Cassie at 19. That tells me all I need to know. I definitely stand with Cassie. I'm proud of her for speaking up. Diddy been a menace, and now Diddy is denying Cassie's abuse claims. I believe every fucking bit of it. More of the story, do not be motivated by money. He been moving like a monster. The artist from Bad Boys all broke while he's a billionaire. She deserves to be compensated for all of her pain. She said, I don't get constantly defending these black men who wouldn't spit on you if you were fire. Stupid and BBC worship is real, just slow. This man gonna bust the hell. I hope they lock their asses up, a bunch of them. All the people who were working for them and acting like this shit is normal and just keep trying to persuade her to go back to him because, he gonna do this and he gonna do that. Fuck him. I told you, that's why I can never do it. I can never do it. To entertain, like, well, I'm a YouTuber, but like, can't. Because people are crazy. It's the sociopathic tendencies. She stayed for so long, in my opinion, because it was more. It's not just the money. Money don't mean shit. She had some money. Even if that was the case, he brought her enough diamonds and pearls and Gucci. She had money. She could have pawned that shit. It was control. It's not about that. It was control. That's why he had her living in her apartment. That's how she had to say, she had to give him an apartment back. She didn't think because she was young and she didn't know no better. When you get them when they're young, they don't know no better. If you older, you gonna be like, I'm out. I need my apartment in my name. I need my car in my, you know what I'm saying? He got tracking devices on her shit. He got, she probably, her phone probably under his shit. He probably puts shit on her phone, know exactly what she doing. But you don't know that when you young. You don't see you don't see it for what it is. You don't see, or you don't think you can escape when you young. These girls out here feel scared and are too scared to escape the broke nigga in a block who be whooping their ass. Let alone Puffy who fucking threatening goddamn movie stars in South Africa. Yes. And he blowing up people's cars. She was scared to death. That was the whole running out the house with the guns, trying to make her scared. Like this is normal nigga shit. Just like Keke Palmer, baby daddy, acting like, like he was acting like he tough. They love to act like they tough, so you don't feel like you have nobody who could protect you and you can escape to. This man is so dangerous. These niggas ain't dangerous. They pussy. But when they got money like Puffy, they could pay to hush shit up. But YPD don't give a fuck about Puffy. Where are my headphones? My kid took my damn headphones. Hello?
Hey, how you doing? I was sitting down there enjoying your show. But I just want to say justice for Cassie, man. She's such a beautiful, smart girl. She did not deserve to be treated like this.
I agree. Thank you so
And
much.
then, yeah. And just think about it. And he's not the only girl that he's been with. I'm sure of that. I'm sure there's plenty other women out there. So just think about it. It's gonna be if this get to a judge or whatnot, it's gonna be a RICO case. They
Yep.
gonna put him under the jail, like didn't forcing her on drugs and having sex with man. That just like man. See, it just these men with their money and their power. Now it all makes sense of why they seek young girls. The thing about it, they not gonna do no older woman like that, especially an older woman who know what I'm saying, know how to handle herself. Know what I'm saying? So like, man, we got to start protecting our black women, man. Like, seriously. Man, this then he's then he like on some mafioso shit, threatening to blow up cars and shit and shit. And this just charge after charge after charge after charge after charge. Just just wait till surviving P. Diddy come out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure that's gonna be in the coming soon. Because the
Coming
way
soon.
they,
They
yeah,
working on the script right now.
that was the script. You seen how it's worded in detail? It's like a movie, just played out. Like, yeah. It's like, man, and this thing, and then there's more other people in position of power who's out there probably doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hollywood is falling. Like, it's falling bad.
Yep.
And the thing, and this thing is always the black people that we all looked up to. You know what I'm saying? That we all thought was, you know what I'm saying? Thought with that stand up figure, and know what man,
And
it's
come
just
to find
sad.
out they was shit.
Yeah, it's sad. And
right.
then, you know what I'm saying? I see, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, excuse the noise. My mom in there cooking. I'm paralyzed from the neck down. But, like, and I noticed some things like in person, you know what I'm saying? Just like, and it's not with people with money that's out there doing the same things, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It could be somebody in your neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Somebody you know across town, you know what I'm saying? It's sad. It's
It's sad.
it's
It really
sad.
is. But I appreciate you for calling in.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop back down in the chat. I'm enjoying your show, man.
Thank you so
Salute.
much.
I already hit subscribe and cut my notifications on.
Thank you. I appreciate
Mhm.
it. Have a
Enjoy
good day.
yourself, beautiful.
All right. Bye. Like this shit is crazy. Everything about this shit is crazy. My freaking kids stole my whole headphones. I didn't even notice they weren't sitting here until just now. That's crazy. These teenagers be teenaging. Anyway, um, she said this is sick and it's very triggering. Yes, it is, DC. I don't know what the hell. She said J Lo knew to get the heck up out of there. Um. She said, "Do y'all remember Tanya Blanc? She was in Sister Act 2. I remember, I love Sister Act, so I know Sister Act, but I don't know who you're talking about. But he did the same to her and had her blackballed and left her homeless. Bro, I'd have left. I'd have moved back into my mom's house if I had to. Sometimes you just listen. Sometimes she should like, but again, you know, she don't know no better. Mm-mm. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey, happy early birthday, Jovi. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. And I have to say, Lucifer, it's time to pay the piper. Ciao, hashtag for Cassie, justice for Cassie. Cassie, hashtag justice for Kim Porter. And all his survivors, everybody are coming out the woodwork. Look, he got so bold, he was playing in our face on MTV. I.e. Lorianne Gibson, how he treated her. I.e. Aubrey O'Day, how he treated her. I.e. how he treated the band. Y'all remember Sarah?
I remember how he treated the band. That shit was crazy.
Exactly. But remember Sarah? She had her husband on there.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get Sarah to sign a deal. Her husband was like, nope. Because he was a narc too. Okay? He said, you can't have mine.
He knew it when he saw it. He was like, nah.
But I'm just so proud of Cassie for being brave enough to speak up and becoming a voice. And how many people she set free by bringing this lawsuit forth.
Yeah.
And this is what Puffy get. He started messing with them Italians and he tried to turn on them. And they said, oh, no, sir. Oh, no, sir. We got you. Mm-hmm. And he had bad luck ever since he started speaking bad against those alcohol companies. But this is his karma. Yeah. This is his karma. And I'm here for it. I done watched it through the years. I'm 45, Jovi. So I done seen it. Yeah. I done seen how he hushed artists up. I done seen how he taken advantage of artists. I remember the Locks on Hot 97 begging to get their publishing back. All right. Aubrey has been speaking for years. People have been speaking for years, but he's always been able to use his power, his money, and influence to shut things down. And all I got to say is, run, Carisha, run. You in danger, girl.
You in danger, girl. You don't even know it. She thinks she got to come up. She got to drag down.
This is going to do something to her brand. People are already dragging her in her comments on Twitter. What you got to say about this? And I say, if she not a victim, she complicit in the behavior. And I'll leave that y'all on that note. Allegedly, that's my opinion. Have a good day, y'all.
You too. Oh my gosh. Like, no, for real. For real. She said, this just gave me content for another vlog. Older men and younger women, or the reverse, is wrong. I'm telling you, I don't care what nobody say. It gives I need to control. I need control. I ain't got control of anything. I need control. So let me control your little stupid ass. That's what it is. That's what it is. He's a sociopath. Sean Combs did this to Jennifer Lopez when they went to the nightclub. It was a man in the Bronx walking behind his baby mother, screaming at her, cussing her. Nobody did anything. Homegirl was crying with 2 babies, one in the arm and one on her hand. That shit fucking crazy. She sung the song with Lauryn Hill, the gospel song. Girl, I don't remember. I know who you're talking about. Where her husband was a plan. They both was crazy. Generation X be carrying like the men we used to fight. Treated loss was real. Jada threw the refrigerator at Puff. True story. He hurt and traumatized so many people. She said she only had 1 album. She was from DC. Like, listen, yeah, I can stay away from crazy niggas. I learned that early. Reject. Because once they really get entangled in you, oh hell no. About Young Miami Post when she was talking about Freakum Friday, it sounded like Cassie's freak offs. Oh. True look at Bill Cosby, Money, TV show, all of this sells learn. Leave Carisha alone. You guys say that about Bow Wow, baby. Leave Carisha alone. Carisha with him. We trying to save her, girl. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here because I'm bothered. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm still trying to enjoy my birthday weekend. So I'm trying not to let Puffy fuck up my day too. I appreciate you all for coming. I probably come live again sometime this weekend because y'all know my birthday is on Monday and I'm the birthday girl and that's just what it is. Yeah. So like I said, I appreciate you for coming. It was a long video. I'm exhausted. I'm drained. I'm emotionally drained. I'm tired as hell. I'm gonna go to the supermarket and I'm probably gonna take a nap.